I thought I'd do a few videos just on business development because quite a few firms are now looking at the market and thinking we're not getting quite as much work as we have done over the last few years, so we need to refocus on business development. And one of the key things is that people often say to us, can we have a program for business development because we need to teach people what to do? And fundamentally, most people know, because they've been surrounded by role models since they began their training contract. So they see it and they feel it. However, they still don't do it. And that is primarily for three reasons. So I'll take you through each of these. The first one is time, because most people lack the time to do business development. And if you talk to a lot of professionals, they'll say, well, I've been too busy to do any business development. And when I get a bit of time, I then refocus on this. That doesn't work. It doesn't work with many of the modern day algorithms. It doesn't work in terms of giving you a consistent level of business. And it doesn't work if I am your client, if I hear about you sporadically when you basically got nothing better to do. So job one is to create time in your diary to do business development. And this is something that you need to do every single week. Now, it may only be half an hour, but you need to create some protected time in your diary for half an hour a week. I would suggest it's at the beginning of the day, because at the end of the day, you can't remember what the time is because you're blistering through your emails and client calls. So I would put it in very early, and I would put it in on the same day each week so that you get into that kind of routine. Sometimes first thing on a Monday means it's out the way and done. And if you are scheduling some posts on LinkedIn or any other platform, you can do that for the rest of the week. I've worked with a number of people using this kind of technique, and some who even head up business development for their firm found that gradually, as they expanded that fixed time, one individual he started with Friday afternoons and ended up all day Friday, because it became an opportunity to go and talk to all the heads of departments and office heads about process and how they were driving business development. But for most of us, half an hour or 1 hour a week will be ample to keep you with plenty of work in times to come. Second thing you need to do is pick your targets. A lot of people say, I don't mind who I win, anyone will do. And that would be a tragedy. You don't want any clients. You want really good clients. So you need to decide, what is a good client in terms of size, in terms of their needs for your services, in terms of their ability to pay, and once you get to know them, in terms of their willingness to take your advice. When you have clear targets, you can then start apportioning your time effectively. A lot of people will think, because they see marketing software and they go, I've got to have hundreds of targets. I would pick no more than 5 targets at a time. Keep it small, because then you can keep it focused, and you might only spend your half an hour a week on one of those targets, doing a bit of research, seeing what they've been talking about, what's in the news, what might their needs be given the marketplace. The third thing is to have a very clear process for what you're going to do. If you're approaching these targets, and we've only got 5, remember, let's pick one of them. How are you going to approach them? Well, what you really don't want to do is say, hi there, we're accountants, we're lawyers, we're ever so good, and look at my achievements. Because they already have accountants and lawyers, they're probably pretty good as well. So what you need to do is provide them something of value. If you can give your prospect something of value and they look at that and think, that's interesting, because what they're really doing is saying, that's interesting, my accountant or lawyer doesn't send me stuff like this. But you are, and you're giving it away. Now, it won't be tailored advice to them specifically, but you need it to be relevant to their marketplace. So when you're looking at your targets, you probably selected a sector that you specialize in. That'll be something you might blog about, or you might do networking events around and do talks. But you've also picked the size of firm. And usually that size of firm plus the sector is going to give you a very good idea about what is going to appeal to them. What are the challenges that they're currently facing in the marketplace? So if you can provide them value repeatedly, then chances are, yes, they want to connect with you on LinkedIn. And you know what? Why not have coffee or lunch? Once you're in that position and you have them warmed up, it's just a small step to go to the how are we going to work together? And then wait to see what they say. So 3 things to drive your business development. Create time, think clearly about your targets, and have a clear process. More on this later.